Alright, quantum jumping. So right off the bat, quantum jumping is essentially what we are doing when we are manifesting. And once you understand this concept, you will be able to change your life completely. So in this video, I will talk about what quantum jumping is, how it works, and how we can use it to our favor. And I will do everything in an easy and understandable way. So everyone watching this video will understand it, and this will be the only video that you need to watch when it comes to quantum jumping or quantum leaping. So let's start. Our consciousness can travel, and the proof of it is our imagination. If you think about holding a rose in your hand and you go with your finger on top of the thorns, it will slightly poke you. And if you get it close to your nose, you can even smell the flavor. And according to Neville Goddard, if you can see, touch, and smell something, it must exist somewhere. Our dreams are an example of this. Have you ever been in a dream feeling so real that you don't know if it's a dream or reality? For example, you are drowning in water or you're flying over the sky and you feel the air on your body. And everybody dreams at night, if you know it or not. So we are all experiencing those quantum jumps in one way, shape or form already. Our bodies are holding us in this reality, but our consciousness can travel back and forth. So where am I going with this? I want to give you examples to showcase you that you are already quantum jumping, if you do it consciously or unconsciously. And before I go into the spirituality behind it, I want to give you a quick scientific, easy to understand explanation. So quantum physics deals with potentials, not this reality that we are in right now. That is, if we go small enough into the fabrics of reality, we will find particles that disappear and that appear. So they go into nothing and they collapse into our experience from nothing. There is no scientific explanation of why this is happening, and mainstream scientists don't want to admit the possibility that our consciousness is playing a role, that our awareness or focus is actually what collapses a potential from nothingness into our existence, so into this reality. And I don't want to go too deep into the quantum physics sides here, because there will always be someone with heavy theoretical arguments that this is not the case. And that is fine, but most of those arguments are heavily rooted in scientism, which ironically are mostly theoretical as well. Individuals that are living heavily with their left brain are anyways avoiding any spiritual understanding, and you might know those people, and it's most of the time pointless to argue with them. So now modern scientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza call it the quantum field or the quantum realm, where every potential exists waiting for individual consciousness to collapse it into experience. So what decides which potential in the quantum field should collapse into my or your experience? It is the individual consciousness that expects it. So whatever you expect, you will get more of. And there's a beautiful Bible verse that is going into this field, and there's a lot more explanations, but I want to read this out loud. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. So God will always give you more of what you are, not what you want. And that is also why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And you can call this a stupid argument, but the rich is expecting more riches, and so does the poor. And there are a lot more explanations, but I think this is fine for now. So how do we do it? How do we change our expectations to go into the quantum field and get whatever we want? Well, at the beginning of this video, I've talked about the rose, holding it in your hand and feeling it poking you and smelling it. Well, our attention spans are not the best, and we are not able to stay in this wish fulfilled for too long. But if you train it, and if you stay in the wish fulfilled and in an imaginal act as if it is true already, you are creating those particles and they are collapsing into existence. And in the real world, something will happen. It is called by Neville Goddard the bridge of incidents. You will be led through a series of events to encounter this imaginal act. And how do I know? Well, I've literally done this, and I want to share the story with you. I was always helping my neighbor with her garden. I was mowing the lawn and just some basic activities for many years. Around 6 months ago, I started to feel as if this is my garden. When I was mowing the lawn, I felt as if I'm mowing my own lawn. When I was laying in my room, I felt that the key to the garden is in my room. So I did this every time I went there. When I was mowing the lawn, I felt as if it was mine. Just 3 months after that, she approached me and asked me whether I want to have that garden because it's too much work for her. And I took it. As the Bible says, when you pray, believe that you have received, so you shall. So you want to go daily into those prayers and daily into those feeling states of your wish being fulfilled to get into this quantum field and let those particles collapse into your experience. And there is one last thing I want to mention, and if this is the only thing you want to take from this video, so be it. The same with the positive side can happen with the negative side. So you don't want to entertain any negative emotion or any negative scenario or thought you have. No matter what is happening to your life, if that is negative and it invokes a negative emotion out of you, you want to forget it. You want to train your mind to be like a mountain and only let the thoughts and emotions in that you want, which are the positive ones. Alright, I hope this video makes sense. And if not, rewatch it and let me know in the comments if you liked it or if you didn't like it. I appreciate everything and I love you guys. And as always, take it easy.